Mike Clay, I think he does good work. I disagree with almost a lot of stuff he does, but I do think that he puts time in and research in, whatever else. So his top rosters: Chiefs number one, I get it. They won the Super Bowl. Eagles two, understandable. Bills three, Dolphins four, Bengals five, Cowboys six, Chargers seven, Niners eight. All right. So first off, let's talk about what this means. Those are all pretty damn good teams. Okay. The criteria that he went through and whatever else, yeah, whatever. He talked about how the 49ers are where they are because of the offensive line and the quarterback. Also talks about the secondary. That's where I think a lot of people have issues. PFF ranked all of the units of whatever, 1 through 32. A good article, and there's a lot of stuff you take away from it. PFF didn't even have the right five starters. They had John Feliciano, I think, starting over Brendel, which is possible, but no, look at the money. Look at the money. So, like, I get that the Niners' offensive line isn't sexy, and it's not. Who the hell knows who Spencer Burford is except a Niners fan? Nobody did, right? Colton McKivitz. How do you know who Colton McKivitz is? His fifth round pick got cut. You don't know who that is. Who do you know? Who knows who Jake Brendel is? You see what I'm saying? Like, it's not sexy. And the Niners, the way that they built that is not sexy. Now, you got Trent Williams. That's sexy. But it's not that, like, you don't have first and second round picks littered all across your offensive line. So I understand that. But that's the Kyle Shanahan way. It's one of the most friendly offensive line systems in the NFL. And so you don't have to have those huge first, second round picks everywhere. Yeah, you'd like to have those, but you don't have to. You're returning 4 out of 5 starters. And people say, like, oh, they lost McGlinchey. Does anybody here feel like we lost McGlinchey? Like that's a huge loss. McGlinchey's good at run blocking. There's no doubt about it. But good, we've seen the positives and negatives in McGlinchey. And I'm glad he got paid, but I'm also very glad that he is elsewhere. And I hope he dominates. I hope he has a Pro Bowl season. I hope he does great. But I don't feel like it's a major loss to have Colton McKivitz out there. I don't feel like it's a major loss to have Matt Pryor out there. Maybe I'm a crazy person. So the quarterback stuff, yeah, we've talked about that a lot. And I totally get that. But to be in the top 8 rosters, I think it's important. And again, remember, how many teams make the playoffs? 14, 7 from each side, right? You got the one that gets, sorry, I'm getting choked up over here. Not because I'm like passionate about anything, just been talking too much. I recorded 2 episodes before this, so it's catching up to me, but that's okay. Here's what I will say. A lot of people doubt what the 49ers can do because they don't understand it. When you look at the Chiefs, they've done it. Patrick Mahomes, Andy Reid, Kelsey, whatever else. Cool. Eagles, flashy, first round picks everywhere. Got it. Bills, it's simple to bet on teams with these high caliber quarterbacks because that's just what the NFL has been. If you got a top rate quarterback, you're going to do well. Bengals, good. How could you disagree with that? Right? Now, here's what I will say. And I'm not asking you to block out the quarterback position because I think that's dumb. But I am asking you to compare rosters. The Niners are second to none. There might be people on the same tier as the 49ers, but they literally have all pro players at every single position. And I'm sure I'm going to leave somebody out, but here it goes. I'm just going from memory here. Christian McCaffrey, all pro player. George Kittle, all pro player. These are players who have all pros, right? Trent Williams, all pro. Debo, all pro. That's 4 on offense. That's 4. Yeah, Paul, our roster is stacked. Been saying this. Yeah, it's on. That's just offensively. Defensively, yeah, Nick Bosa, all pro. Fred Warner, all pro. Hey, go to the back. Talanoa Hufanga, all pro. That's not even mentioned Javon Hargrave. Now, Javon Hargrave, you look at just kind of what he's done. He doesn't have the accolades. He's got 1 Pro Bowl, but He's got one Pro Bowl, but he's also got all those sacks. You know what I mean? 11 sacks last year. Gosh, and didn't make the Pro Bowl. Didn't make the Pro Bowl last year. 11. They've got talent everywhere. They've got coaching. They've got superior coaching. Would you take the Chargers over the 49ers roster? No, and I think the Chargers roster is good, but I think with Mike Clay, who's a fantasy guy predominantly, stud quarterback Justin Herbert, great offensive line, nice wide receiver options. I get that. Dan says we have third stringers that would start today on many rosters. Yep, you're right. I mean, Aziz, I don't consider a third stringer, but he was our third linebacker. He's now the number one linebacker in Tennessee. Number one. He's going to be calling their defense. You look at the Cowboys. Cowboys got a good roster. They have the worst coaching staff. Not the entire coaching staff, but it's pretty bad. You got a quarterback that led the NFL in interceptions and missed games. Oh man, that's a lot. That's just a lot. So the Bengals, I get it. They lost a lot this year. Dolphins, roster's packed. It's packed. What are you going to do about their quarterback? So that's. I really do think that it all comes down to, the second part of silent 49ers fans question is, what do you take away from articles like this? I think it's a lack of understanding and almost a hedging of bets to bet against good quarterbacks. And Brock Purdy doesn't make sense. Everybody's written off Trey Lance completely. Sam Darnold is Sam Darnold. But Kyle Shanahan in this roster, it's a mistake to bet against them. They're built to win games in the playoffs. What roster would you take if you, and I know we're all 49ers fans here, and that's not a bad thing, but if you wiped all the logos and uniforms off and you had to pick, okay, these are my 53, no way in hell the 49ers are eighth. Now, they don't give out championships for Mike Clay's ranked rosters, and they shouldn't. But to put them eighth that's pretty weird. I said last year that I thought the two best rosters in the NFL before the season started were the Eagles and the 49ers. And I still believe that. I still think that is the case. And I know the Eagles lost a lot and they added a lot of young pups, but those two teams are just built. They really, really are.
The 49ers Rush Podcast.